I've spent decades studying aging, longevity, and what really happens to our bodies as we get older. And if there's one question I hear more than any other from people over 60, it's this: why am I losing muscle no matter what I do? They tell me they're eating more protein, they're taking supplements, some are even hitting the gym 3-4 times a week. And yet their strength keeps slipping away. Their clothes fit differently. Simple tasks that used to be automatic now require effort and planning. Here's what nobody's telling you. The problem isn't your effort, it's not your dedication. The problem is that almost everything you've been told about building muscle after 60 is incomplete at best and dangerously misleading at worst. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine your muscles are like a building. Now, conventional wisdom tells you that protein is the bricks. Eat enough bricks and you'll build a strong structure, right? That's what every health expert, every fitness guru, every well-meaning doctor has been saying for years. But here's the truth they're missing. Bricks alone don't hold up a building. You need mortar, you need the framework, you need the connective tissue that holds everything together and gives it structural integrity. And that's exactly what collagen does for your muscles. But before we dive into what actually works, let me tell you about something that's happening to millions of seniors right now, something the medical community calls sarcopenia. Now, I know that sounds like some obscure technical term, but stay with me because this affects every single person watching this video. Sarcopenia is the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength that happens as we age. And it's not just about looking less toned or having trouble opening a jar. This is about your independence, your freedom, your ability to live life on your own terms. Picture this. You're at the grocery store and those bags that used to feel light now feel impossibly heavy. Or you're playing with your grandchildren and you can't get down on the floor with them because you're not sure you'll be able to get back up. Maybe you've started avoiding stairs. Maybe you've stopped gardening because your legs just don't have the strength anymore. The statistics are sobering. After age 60, we lose somewhere between 3 to 8% of our muscle mass every single decade, and it accelerates after 70. But here's what really concerns me. Most people don't even realize it's happening until they've already lost a significant amount of strength. They chalk it up to normal aging. That's just what happens when you get older, they tell themselves. But it doesn't have to be that way. I've seen the devastating consequences of sarcopenia in my own patients and research subjects. I've watched vibrant, independent people become frail and dependent. I've seen folks who could walk 5 miles suddenly struggling to make it around the block. And the worst part, many of them are doing everything they've been told to do. They're following the standard advice to the letter. So what is that standard advice? Well, it's pretty simple and it's everywhere. Eat more protein, preferably lean protein, chicken breast, fish, maybe some protein powder mixed into a morning smoothie. Hit your daily target of somewhere between 80 to 100 grams. Combine that with regular exercise, particularly resistance training, and you should be building muscle, right? Except it's not working, at least not the way it should. And there's a reason for that. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. The number one thing your body needs to build and maintain muscle after 60 isn't protein, it's collagen. Now, before you think, wait, I've heard about collagen supplements, let me stop you right there. Because here's where it gets really interesting and where most people, including most doctors, get it completely wrong. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body. It makes up roughly 30% of all the protein in your system. And it's absolutely critical for muscle function, especially as you age. Think of it this way. Your muscle fibers are wrapped in collagen. The tendons that connect your muscles to your bones, collagen. The ligaments stabilizing your joints, collagen. The fascia that holds everything in place, you guessed it, collagen. When you're young, your body produces plenty of collagen naturally. But here's the problem. After about age 25, your natural collagen production starts declining. By the time you hit 60, you're producing roughly 40 to 60% less collagen than you did in your 20s. And that's when everything starts falling apart, literally. Your muscles lose their structural support, your joints start aching, your recovery time from exercise gets longer and longer. Now, the supplement industry figured out there was money to be made here, so they started selling collagen supplements. Walk into any health food store and you'll see shelves lined with collagen powders, collagen pills, collagen drinks, and people are buying them by the truckload, spending billions of dollars every year. But here's the shocking truth that almost nobody talks about. Most collagen supplements don't work the way you need them to work for muscle building. And the reason comes down to one critical component that's almost always missing: gelatin. You see, when you get collagen from natural food sources, it comes packaged with gelatin, which helps your body actually absorb and utilize the collagen proteins. But most commercial supplements have had the gelatin removed during processing. They're giving you isolated collagen peptides, which sounds scientific and advanced, but your body doesn't recognize them the same way. It can't use them as effectively. So people take their expensive collagen supplements religiously, month after month, and wonder why they're not seeing results. They're still losing muscle, their joints still hurt, their skin still looks aged, and they think, well, I guess collagen just doesn't work for me. But the problem isn't collagen, the problem is the form they're taking it in. Now, this is where most seniors make another critical mistake. They hear that bone broth is a great natural source of collagen, and it is, don't get me wrong. Bone broth has been used for thousands of years in traditional healing practices around the world. It does contain collagen, but here's the issue, and this is something I see constantly. 1 cup of typical beef bone broth contains somewhere between 5 to 10 grams of collagen. That's not nothing. But remember what I said earlier? You need approximately 15 grams of collagen daily to actually build and maintain muscle mass as you age. So if you're having 1 bowl of bone broth with your dinner and thinking you've got your collagen covered, you're falling short, way short. And that's assuming the bone broth you're using is even high quality. Many store-bought versions have been diluted or haven't been simmered long enough to extract maximum collagen. You might be getting even less than you think. I can't tell you how many people have come to me frustrated saying, I've been drinking bone broth every day for months and I'm not seeing any difference. And when we dig deeper, we find they're not getting nearly enough collagen and they're often making other mistakes that we'll talk about in a few minutes. Mistakes that actually prevent whatever collagen they are consuming from doing its job. But here's the good news, and this is what I really want you to understand. There are 2 specific liquid collagen sources that contain significantly more collagen than regular bone broth. We're talking about sources that can deliver 8 to 10 times more collagen per serving. Sources that have been used for centuries in traditional medicine and are now being validated by modern scientific research. And chances are you've never even considered using them. Before I reveal what these sources are, I want you to really understand why this matters so much. This isn't just about building bigger muscles or looking more fit, although those are nice benefits. This is about maintaining your independence. This is about being able to pick up your great-grandchild without worry. This is about walking confidently without fear of falling. This is about having the strength to travel, to garden, to dance, to do all the things that make life worth living. And the beautiful thing, unlike expensive medications or complicated medical interventions, these collagen sources are affordable, accessible, and have been safely consumed by cultures around the world for literally thousands of years. Our ancestors knew something that modern medicine is only now beginning to rediscover. So let me introduce you to the second best source first. I'm starting with number 2 because it's a little easier to find and prepare, and I want to build your confidence before we get to the absolute best one. Fish skin broth. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Fish skin? That doesn't sound appetizing. But hear me out, because the science here is absolutely remarkable. When you simmer fish skins in water for a few hours, you extract an incredibly concentrated form of marine collagen. We're talking about 12 to 15 grams of collagen per single cup. That's nearly double what you get from beef bone broth, sometimes more. And it gets better. This marine collagen is absorbed by your body about 1.5 times more efficiently than collagen from land animals. Your digestive system recognizes it, breaks it down, and delivers it to your muscles faster and more completely. The collagen in fish skin broth directly supports your muscle fiber structure. It helps maintain and rebuild the connective tissues that hold your muscles together and connect them to your bones. But what most people don't know is that fish skin broth comes with bonus nutrients that amplify its muscle building effects even further. Fish skin is naturally rich in omega-3 fatty acids and selenium. Now, you've probably heard about omega-3s for heart health, but here's what they do for your muscles. They reduce inflammation, and inflammation is one of the primary reasons seniors struggle to recover from exercise and build new muscle tissue. When your muscles are chronically inflamed, they can't repair properly, they can't grow, they actually start breaking down faster. So The omega-3s in fish skin broth calm that inflammation, allowing your muscles to recover faster and grow stronger after any kind of physical activity, even just daily movement. But it gets even better. Those omega-3s also improve something called protein synthesis. That's the process by which your body takes the protein you eat and actually uses it to build new muscle tissue. So fish skin broth doesn't just provide collagen, it helps your body use all the other protein you're eating more effectively. It's like upgrading the efficiency of your entire muscle building system. Now, I don't expect you to just take my word for this. Let me share some research that really opened my eyes. There was a study conducted in Japan that followed about 120 seniors who had been diagnosed with sarcopenia. Half of them drank fish skin broth daily for 6 months. The other half followed their normal diet. The results were stunning. The group drinking the fish skin broth gained an average of somewhere between 3 to 3.5 pounds of muscle mass. Now, that might not sound like a huge number, but remember, these were people who had been losing muscle for years. They had reversed the trend completely. Meanwhile, the control group gained less than a pound, and some actually continued losing muscle. The researchers were so impressed by these findings that they called fish skin broth a natural muscle preservation therapy. And here's what I find fascinating. This isn't some new discovery. Ancient Chinese medicine has been using fish skin broth for more than 2,000 years to combat what they called muscle withering disease. Those traditional healers understood something profound. They knew that the ocean's collagen could restore strength to aging bodies. They didn't have the science to explain why it worked, but they observed the results generation after generation. And now, modern research is finally proving them right. So how do you actually make fish skin broth? It's simpler than you might think. You can use skins from salmon, cod, or any fatty fish. Most fishmongers will either give them to you for free or sell them for next to nothing. Rinse the skins well, place them in a pot with water, add some fresh ginger and a pinch of sea salt, and let it simmer gently for about 2 to 3 hours. You'll know it's working when the broth starts to smell rich and savory. And here's the real test. When you cool it down, it should gel. That thick, gel-like consistency is how you know you've extracted plenty of collagen. Now, in a few minutes, I'm going to tell you about 3 specific foods you should absolutely never eat with fish skin broth because they'll completely sabotage your results. But first, let me give you some ideas for how to actually incorporate this into your daily meals in ways that taste good and fit into your life. For breakfast, you can add a cup of warm fish skin broth to your scrambled eggs. Just whisk it in while you're cooking. It creates this incredibly creamy, rich texture, and the eggs absorb all that collagen. At lunch, use the broth as a base for a vegetable soup. Add whatever vegetables you like, maybe some lean chicken for extra protein, and you've got a complete muscle-building meal. For dinner, simply sip a warm cup of fish skin broth alongside your main course. Maybe you're having grilled salmon and sweet potatoes. The broth complements it perfectly and ensures you're getting that crucial collagen intake when your body needs it most for overnight muscle repair. But here's something crucial you need to understand. Even if you start drinking fish skin broth every single day, you still might not see the muscle gains you're hoping for if you're not also consuming the next collagen source I want to tell you about. Because this next one works synergistically with fish skin broth in a way that maximizes your muscle growth beyond what either source could do alone. I'm talking about chicken feet broth. Now, I know chicken feet might sound even stranger than fish skin to Western ears, but in many cultures around the world, chicken feet are considered a delicacy and a powerful healing food. And once you understand what they contain, you'll see why chicken feet broth delivers a massive 15 to 18 grams of collagen per cup. That's roughly 70% of the total protein content in the broth. And this collagen is primarily type 1 and type 2, which are the exact types your body uses to rebuild muscle fibers and strengthen the cartilage around your joints. For seniors, this is absolutely game-changing because it means you're not just building stronger muscles, you're also reducing joint pain, which makes exercise easier and more sustainable. But what's truly shocking is that chicken feet broth contains extremely high levels of naturally occurring glucosamine and chondroitin. Now, if you've ever dealt with joint pain or arthritis, you've probably seen these compounds in expensive joint supplements at the pharmacy. People spend $30, $40, $50 a month on these pills, but chicken feet broth gives you these exact same compounds in their natural form, which your body actually recognizes and absorbs better than synthetic supplements. These nutrients do something remarkable. They reduce muscle inflammation and dramatically speed up recovery time. What does that mean practically? It means that if you go for a walk or do some light exercises, your muscles recover faster, they're less sore. And that faster recovery means you can be more active more consistently, which leads to more muscle growth. It's a virtuous cycle. Let me share another fascinating study with you. This one comes from South Korea, where researchers tracked about 85 seniors over 4 months. Those who consumed chicken feet broth 3 times weekly increased their leg strength by roughly 25 to 30%. Just as impressive, they reduced muscle soreness by almost half. The researchers concluded that the unique collagen profile in chicken feet made it superior to traditional protein supplements for building strength in older adults. And again, this isn't new information to everyone. Traditional Chinese medicine has prescribed chicken feet soup for bone and muscle strength for over 3,000 years. Ancient healers recognized that the feet of the chicken, more than any other part, contained the most potent muscle-building compounds. They were right. Making chicken feet broth is straightforward. You clean the feet thoroughly, removing any debris, then simmer them for about 4 to 6 hours with onions, herbs, and whatever seasonings you prefer. Like fish skin broth, you'll know it's ready when it becomes thick and gelatinous after cooling. That gel texture tells you you've successfully extracted all that precious collagen. Here's where things get really interesting. When you combine fish skin broth with chicken feet broth, you're getting both marine and land-based collagen types. This creates what researchers call a complete amino acid profile. Your muscles can't get this from any single source alone. Think of it this way. The fish collagen absorbs quickly. It provides immediate muscle repair, working fast to fix the microdamage that happens during daily activity. Meanwhile, the chicken collagen provides long-lasting structural support, rebuilding and reinforcing your muscle architecture over time. Together, they work like a tag team, one providing the quick fix while the other builds lasting strength. Let me give you a practical framework for how to use both of these throughout your day. In the morning, warm up a cup of chicken feet broth and whisk in 2 beaten eggs. The gentle heat cooks the eggs while preserving all that valuable collagen, creating a protein-rich custard that's surprisingly delicious. At lunch, use chicken feet broth as the base for your favorite vegetable soup. Add carrots, celery, maybe a handful of spinach, and you've got a complete, nourishing meal that's actively building your muscles. Then, about 30 minutes before dinner, sip a steaming mug of seasoned fish skin broth. This timing is crucial because it primes your digestive system and ensures maximum collagen absorption when your body needs it most for overnight muscle repair while you sleep. But here's where I need to shift gears and talk about something critical, something that could completely undermine everything we've just discussed. Because you could follow this advice perfectly. You could drink fish skin broth and chicken feet broth every single day. You could be getting 20 to 30 grams of collagen consistently, and you still might not build muscle. In fact, you might actually damage your muscles and joints if you make one of 3 common mistakes that almost nobody talks about. You see, certain foods create toxic compounds when combined with collagen-rich broths. They don't just reduce the effectiveness of the collagen, they actively work against you, blocking absorption, triggering inflammation, and in some cases, creating poisons in your digestive system that attack your muscle tissue. And the truly frightening part, most seniors are making at least one of these mistakes every single day without having any idea they're sabotaging their own health. After reviewing dozens of nutritional studies, treating thousands of patients struggling with muscle loss, and consulting with leading researchers in muscle preservation, I've identified 3 foods that you must avoid if you want your collagen to actually work. The last one is so common, I'm almost certain you've eaten it this week, maybe even today. Let's start with the first one, and this is probably the most common mistake I see: white rice. Now, I know white rice seems innocent. It's a staple food. It's been eaten for thousands of years. Many of you probably serve it alongside soups and broths regularly, thinking you're creating a filling, healthy meal. But white rice is quietly destroying your muscle-building efforts, and here's exactly why. White rice has a glycemic index of about 73. To put that in perspective, pure table sugar has a glycemic index of 65. White rice spikes your blood sugar faster and higher than eating spoonfuls of sugar. And when you eat it with collagen-rich broths and soups, that massive blood sugar spike interferes directly with your body's ability to absorb and utilize the collagen proteins for muscle repair. There was a study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition that followed 200 seniors with diabetes for about 8 weeks. Half of them consumed high glycemic foods like white rice with their collagen meals. The other half avoided those foods. The results were stark. The white rice group showed roughly 40% less muscle protein synthesis compared to those who avoided it. The researchers discovered that elevated blood glucose literally blocks amino acids from entering muscle cells. Your body can't use the collagen you're consuming because the sugar is getting in the way. But it gets worse. When white rice combines with the high mineral content naturally present in fish and chicken broths, something dangerous happens. They create compounds called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These are toxic molecules that accumulate in your muscle tissue. They cause inflammation. They accelerate muscle breakdown. You're essentially poisoning the very muscles you're trying to build while thinking you're eating a healthy meal. I'll never forget a patient named Margaret. She was 87 years old when she came to see me, frustrated and confused. She'd been drinking bone broth religiously every day for 6 months with absolutely no results. She was still weak, still losing strength, still struggling with basic tasks. When we sat down and really examined her diet, we discovered she was having a large bowl of white rice with every single serving of broth. She thought the rice was healthy and filling. It seemed like the perfect combination. I asked her to make just one change: eliminate the white rice and switch to quinoa instead. Quinoa has a much lower glycemic index and actually contains protein that works with the collagen rather than against it. Within 3 weeks, Margaret gained over 2 pounds of muscle mass. She reported feeling stronger than she had in years. Her energy returned. Simple tasks became easy again. All from eliminating one food that was sabotaging everything else she was doing right. So if you're serious about preserving and building your muscles, never eat white rice within 2 hours of consuming any collagen-rich broth. Your muscles and your future independence truly depend on this. Now, the second food might surprise you because many seniors view it as harmless or even healthy in moderation. I'm talking about alcohol, especially consumed around bedtime. Many of you might enjoy a glass of wine with dinner, maybe a small nightcap before bed. It's relaxing, it's social, it seems innocent enough. But when you combine alcohol with collagen-rich broths, you're creating a perfect storm that destroys your muscle-building potential in ways you never imagined. Here's the science. Even moderate amounts of alcohol, we're talking just 1 glass of wine, can stop muscle protein synthesis by up to 35 to 40%. Alcohol interferes with your body's ability to process the amino acids from collagen. It's like you drank that expensive, carefully prepared broth for nothing. Your body simply can't use it. The timing makes this even worse. Many seniors have their collagen-rich broth with dinner, then have a drink an hour or 2 later before bed. They don't realize they're disrupting the natural muscle repair process that happens during deep sleep. Your body does most of its muscle building and repair while you sleep. But alcohol blocks something called mTOR signaling, which is the key pathway your muscles use to absorb and utilize collagen proteins. A landmark study tracked about 150 seniors for 12 weeks. Those who consumed alcohol within 4 hours of collagen intake showed significantly reduced muscle growth compared to an alcohol-free group. The researchers discovered that alcohol doesn't just block collagen absorption in the moment, it creates toxic compounds called aldehydes that accumulate in muscle tissue and cause cellular damage over time. You're not just wasting the collagen, you're actively harming your muscles while trying to strengthen them. Let me tell you about Robert. He was an 82-year-old former construction worker, strong as an ox for most of his life. He came to me because, despite religiously drinking chicken feet broth every evening, his muscle mass kept declining. He couldn't understand it. He was doing everything right, or so he thought. When we dug into his routine, I discovered he had what he called his medicinal whiskey every night after dinner, just a small glass, a habit from his working days. He didn't think it mattered, but it mattered tremendously. That whiskey was undoing all the benefits of the collagen broth he'd consumed earlier. I asked Robert to go alcohol-free for just 6 weeks. That's all. Keep everything else the same, but eliminate the evening whiskey. Within those 6 weeks, his grip strength increased by about 20%. He gained nearly 2 pounds of lean muscle. The transformation was remarkable. He told me he felt like he'd gotten years of his life back. The solution here is simple, but requires commitment. If you're consuming collagen broths, keep alcohol out of your system for at least 24 hours, especially on days you're trying to recover and build strength. If you're serious about maintaining your muscle mass and independence, your collagen should never share space with alcohol in your body. Now, let me tell you about the third food. This one is particularly insidious because it seems like the perfect complement to a hearty bowl of broth. It's a comfort food. It makes everything smell and taste better, and I'm almost certain most of you have eaten it recently. Bacon, that crispy, smoky, salty bacon that seems to make every meal better. But this processed meat is one of the absolute worst things you can pair with your muscle-building broths. And most seniors have absolutely no idea they're sabotaging their own progress with every strip. A single strip of bacon contains over 400 milligrams of sodium, plus nitrates, phosphates, and a cocktail of chemical preservatives. When you combine this with the already mineral-rich collagen broths, your sodium levels skyrocket. This causes dangerous water retention and systemic inflammation throughout your body. And that inflammation directly interferes with muscle protein synthesis while putting enormous strain on your cardiovascular system. But the real damage goes deeper than that. A study from Harvard Medical School followed about 180 seniors with sarcopenia for roughly 10 weeks. Those who consumed processed meats like bacon with their protein meals showed approximately 45% higher inflammatory markers and 30% less muscle growth compared to those eating clean, unprocessed proteins. The researchers found that the nitrates in bacon actually block amino acid absorption at the cellular level. Your muscles literally can't access the collagen you've consumed because the bacon is chemically blocking it. Here's the hidden danger that really concerns me. The preservatives in bacon react with the amino acids in collagen broths to form compounds called nitrosamines. These are toxic molecules that have been linked to muscle degeneration and increased cancer risk. You're not just blocking collagen absorption, you're creating actual poisons in your digestive system that attack your muscle tissue from the inside. I treated a woman named Dorothy who was 85 years old. She loved adding crispy bacon bits to her fish skin broth every single morning. She thought the combination was perfect, healthy protein with flavorful toppings. Despite drinking collagen religiously for 5 months, her joint pain worsened, her blood pressure spiked to dangerous levels. She couldn't understand why the broth wasn't helping. Within 3 weeks of eliminating the bacon and switching to plain grilled chicken seasoned with herbs, her inflammation markers dropped by 40%. Her blood pressure normalized, and for the first time in months, she finally started seeing actual muscle gains. The change was dramatic and almost immediate. The lesson here is clear. Your muscles need clean fuel, not processed meat disguised as breakfast food. When you're having your collagen broths, pair them with plain grilled chicken, turkey, or fish seasoned with herbs and spices. Give your body the pure nutrition it needs without the chemical interference. So let me pull this all together for you. You now understand that sarcopenia, that devastating muscle loss, isn't inevitable. It's not just what happens when you get older. It's largely the result of insufficient collagen combined with foods that sabotage whatever collagen you do consume. You've learned about 2 powerful liquid collagen sources that deliver far more collagen than regular bone broth. Fish skin broth with its 12 to 15 grams of highly absorbable marine collagen packed with omega-3s and selenium, and chicken feet broth with its 15 to 18 grams of type 1 and type 2 collagen, plus natural glucosamine and chondroitin for your joints. You've discovered how combining these 2 sources creates a complete amino acid profile that your muscles can't get from any single source. The fish collagen works fast for immediate repair. The chicken collagen builds long-term structural support. Together, they form a powerful system for rebuilding and maintaining your muscle mass. And critically, you now know the 3 foods that will sabotage all your efforts if you're not careful. White rice, with its blood sugar spikes that block collagen absorption and create toxic AGEs in your muscles. Alcohol that stops protein synthesis and disrupts the muscle repair that happens during sleep. And bacon with its chemical preservatives that literally prevent your cells from accessing the collagen you've consumed. So here's what I want you to do starting tomorrow. Just make one change. Swap one of your usual meals for a cup of collagen-rich broth, either fish skin or chicken feet, and cut out just one of those sabotaging foods. Maybe you skip the rice with dinner. Maybe you have herbal tea instead of wine in the evening. Maybe you choose plain grilled chicken instead of bacon at breakfast. Within weeks, not months, but weeks, you'll feel the difference. You'll notice it in your grip when you're carrying groceries, in your legs when you're climbing stairs, in your energy levels throughout the day. And if you've been wondering whether real strength is still possible after 60, let me be absolutely clear with you, it is. Your muscles can still grow. Your strength can still increase. Your independence can be maintained and even expanded. I've seen it happen countless times with patients in their 70s, 80s, even 90s. Their doctors told them muscle loss was inevitable, that they should just accept it and adapt. But they didn't accept it. They made these simple changes and their lives transformed. Now, I have a question for you and I genuinely want to know the answer. Which of these 3 toxic food combinations have you been unknowingly consuming with your collagen broths? Have you been having rice with your soups, wine with your dinners, bacon with your breakfast broth? Drop a comment below and share your experience. I read every single comment and I'm genuinely curious about what surprises you most from what we've discussed today. And listen, if you're serious about finally building the strong, resilient muscles you deserve, I've created something specifically for you. It's a 30-day muscle recovery meal plan with over 50 high-protein, collagen-rich recipes. Every single recipe is designed to avoid the toxic food combinations we just talked about. I've included exact timing strategies to optimize your collagen absorption throughout the day. You'll find the link in my pinned comment and in the description below. But here's something even more exciting I need to tell you about. Tomorrow, I'm revealing a secret that will completely transform how you think about building leg strength. I'm not talking about exercises. I'm not talking about going to the gym. I'm going to show you 3 specific spots on your legs that you can massage for just 30 seconds before bed to build leg strength while you sleep. This is an ancient technique that modern research has now validated. Studies show it can increase muscle activation by roughly 30 to 35% without any exercise whatsoever. It works with your body's natural repair processes while you rest. But I can only share this information with my subscribers first. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, do it right now. You don't want to miss tomorrow's video. This leg strength secret will shock you. I guarantee you've never heard it anywhere else. It's one of those things that seems too simple to work, but the science is absolutely solid, and I've seen the results firsthand with my own patients. Your muscles are waiting to be rebuilt, your strength is waiting to be reclaimed, and your independence is absolutely within reach. I'll see you tomorrow.